Welcome to Dot Headlines. I'm Louisa Liu. Thank you for joining us. Donations continue to pour in to help disaster victims in Myanmar and China. U.S. city volunteers have been out fundraising in Northern California, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Arlington, and Houston.
A child sitting on a pushchair takes aim at the opening of a collection box to make a donation, much to the delight of spectators. This group of young women from all over the world are working as housemaids in Chicago. Although not wealthy, they give what they can to help disaster victims.
Thank you.
Over in California, city volunteers are out fundraising on the streets. These women thanked city volunteers as they make donations.
Help China earthquake.
Everywhere, selfless acts of great love give people a sense of civic pride. Pacing the streets, volunteers sweep up litter as they go and even fix an electric cable in place to stop it tripping up pedestrians. These brothers are among the many contributors. In Houston, this 8-year-old girl goes out raising money, peering over the top of the collection box. The kindness of the third-grade student touches a bakery store owner. The girl is Li Xinyao from Mianyang in Sichuan. Her grandmother and grandfather are still in the disaster area.
Because my mother's father and mother are in the disaster area, so I want to do something.
I told her if everyone gives a little, you have to do something too.
In Arlington, this 3-year-old, being held by his father, is doing what he can. The boy contributes twice to the collection box, once for himself and once for his father. Fundraising in the supermarket, city volunteers received an amazing response from the public. Meanwhile, in Dallas, this young boy tips out all the change from a bag. It takes a long time to empty, but the boy is happy to part with his savings. In Atlanta, city volunteers collect money in the community. Volunteers bow in thanks as donations flood in. All the funds will go to victims of the Sichuan quake.
City volunteers are working all over Southeast Asia to keep public awareness focused upon the disasters in Sichuan and Myanmar. Malaysian volunteers are using their National Buddha Day to organize religious ceremonies by which local people might express their charitable hearts.
Pushing their mobile altar, these Penang Tzu Ching hope to involve everyone in Buddha Day celebrations. May 19th is Wesak, Malaysia's Buddha Day. The day before, Tzu Ching went door to door inviting all to participate. Among the respondents, this Myanmar native was moved to kowtow in thanks, for his family was fortunate enough to escape the cyclone without injury or damages. On this Wesak, volunteers wake up before daybreak to walk to Jingsi Hall. With measured pace, they kowtow once every 3 steps to cleanse the spirit. Upon arriving, everyone comes together in prayer for Sichuan and Myanmar's victims. At this Jingsi Books and Cafe, volunteers use newspapers to teach children how these disasters are an opportunity to enlighten their better nature. Later, the children join their parents in devotionals for the victims. In Malacca, Wesak is celebrated by a parade of flowered floats. This young class of Buddhism students walks along, holding prayer lamps aloft in memorial of the disaster victims. In Kuala Lumpur, at Salayang Religious School, a school for Myanmar refugees, the principal brings everyone together in prayer. He, too, is a Myanmar native, and along with the entire gathering, weeps openly for their people. Everyone contributes what they can to the coin banks for their own portion of relief, and then prayers are written and hung on a prayer tree.
I will give all my money. I won't buy any food. I'll save it for the Myanmar victims. If I don't eat, it's okay. I want to give everything to the victims back home. My heart will be happy once they're healthy.
Kuala Lumpur itself organized a relief drive, and the people responded with great generosity and sincerity. In Thailand, Tzu volunteers have arrived at this restaurant doorway to solicit donations. And in Vietnam, a prayer group has been organized. Everyone holds prayer lamps in devotion to the disaster victims.
In the Ban Chao district of Taipei, Fan Jingmei can be seen among the fundraising volunteers. Fan was once a Tzu recipient 20 years ago. Now the chance has come for her to recontribute. Fan says nothing brings her more happiness. In front of the MRT station, a group of impassioned Tzu volunteers in uniforms are reading out a slogan, hoping to inspire the kindness of passers-by. An extra person means greater help. Fan Jingmei is deeply moved by the positive response they are receiving.
A small contribution can provide hope for a child or a family. If it weren't for Tzu help, I'm probably an escort now.
26 years ago, Fan's mother contracted a kidney disease and required dialysis treatment. The heavy medical expense put the already impoverished family in a financial plight, one that almost pushed Fan to become a hostess. Luckily, Tzu volunteers' help arrived just in time to solve the family's financial problem. Volunteers took care of the medical expenses and also provided spiritual wealth.
I thought if I have time to help others, then that's a blessing. I don't ask for anything in return. Being a giver is better than being a receiver. Helping others gives me immense happiness.
Having once been a recipient of Tzu's charity, the fan can better understand the power warmth and love hold for the needy. Through fundraising for the disaster victims, Fan hopes to pass along the love she once received to others. From Taipei, Taichung to Kaohsiung, rain or shine, blue and white uniforms can be easily spotted on the streets of every town and city. As Tzu volunteers continue to raise funds for disaster victims in Sichuan and Myanmar. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching Dot Headlines. Goodbye.